We'll get started. Okay, welcome. I am super excited to be here, and I'm very passionate about growing my email list. If you've ever worked with me in any manner, you will know that I am always like, grow your email list, grow your email list. And I don't know if you guys have noticed lately, social media, specifically Instagram, because that's the main platform that I spend the most time on. It has been a struggle to reach people and to get views. And every time somebody asks me, like, what's going on with Instagram? I'm like, I don't know, but grow your email list. This is a good reminder to constantly be working and growing your email list. So I am going to break it down today and tell you guys kind of, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did to get the first 10,000 subscribers on my email list. But first of all, my name is Brittany Schroeder, and I am a business and marketing coach, and I am obsessed with helping my clients scale to six figures. I have been an entrepreneur forever. It feels like 16 years. I was a high school senior photographer for 10 years. I owned a photography magazine. I've also been in the nonprofit sector for about 10 years. And in 2017, I started my own nonprofit called the Compassion Club. And so I speak at schools, and we implement compassion clubs in schools all over the US. And we've given $40,000 in scholarships and grants since 2017. That's kind of my passion project. I'm a certified life coach. I'm a techie person. I'm super techie. And I see a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with this part. So it's fun to be able to help people to get their businesses going. So introduce yourself in the chat, who you are and what you do. I like to do this, so then when I give specific examples, I'm able to kind of think of who my audience is and say, oh, like maybe try this or try that. So I like to see what what people are doing. So I also have a membership. It's called the Meeting Place. It's top to bottom automations and systems. So and everything that I talk about in any of my trainings, I actually help you implement those. I walk you step by step through the process of getting some strategy and systems and scaling. We talk about marketing. There's coaching in there too. So it's kind of a free for all. Anyways, it's super fun, a great membership. It's fun to help people work less and make more. And so this is my membership. If you're interested, it's open. I opened it. It's going to be open till the end of the month if you're interested. And actually, if you stay to the end, I actually have, if you're interested, a coupon code. So, okay, so let's talk about email lists. Why an email list why they're important. There's so many reasons why, and I'm going to kind of go through them. And I've told this story before. So any of my repeat people that are here, and you've heard this story, I'm sorry, you have to listen through it again. But I owned a photography magazine. And when we first started the magazine, we were on Facebook, and this totally ages me because it was a long time ago. But Facebook was fairly new, and Instagram was fairly new too. And we had a really huge following. And when we decided to do the magazine, our marketing that we did was just on social media. And I remember the first time our first issue went out, and I'm such an analytical math person, and we made like really good money on this first magazine that we put out. And I was like, oh, and I'm a math person. So I'm like, oh my gosh, if we made this much on this, and if we're having like 10% growth on our social media, we're going to make, this much more. And I'm just like a math nerd. So I'm doing all the calculations, and I'm like, we're going to make so much money. This is going to be so fun, so awesome. It was literally like right after that. I think we had put out just a couple magazines, a couple issues. I was right after that. Facebook changed it. And I know if for those who've been on Facebook for a long time, remember this, they changed it to businesses, you stopped reaching people. And our sales plummeted. And honestly, we really never recovered from it. So then we started thinking we need to grow our email list. but it was like we missed like an opportunity. We missed that. We kind of put all of our eggs in one basket. And I see a lot of entrepreneurs doing that, focusing so much on social media. So email lists are so important. Email has a higher conversion. And I know this for sure. Even, it's interesting, even this training, when I send out information about this training, I post on social media, I'm seeing my reach, I send it out to my email list, and I have a fairly good size social media. I mean, between all of my social media platforms, I have over 20,000 followers. But when I send out my email list, I had a way higher conversion. I mean, way more people. And I wish I actually had the number for you, but I'm going to say it was at least 50% more when I sent out my email list. This is the same across the board. You're going to have higher conversion when you are you're just going to convert more. You look at any rates, whether that's engagement, sales, whatever it is, your email is going to have like the higher conversion. So it's important to do that. Email is targeted. You can target specific people. You know that people on your email list, they're your ideal client, or they wouldn't be on there. Sometimes your social media, you might have you might have people who just follow you just because they like you, but they don't want to work with you. People are pretty protective about their email these days. And so and if they don't like what they are seeing in their inbox, they're going to unsubscribe. So you can be very targeted with email. Another thing you can do with email is if you set up your email the right way and you segment your email. So, say you do, like, for example, I do this training. Everybody in this training or who registered, I know that they are interested in growing their email, right? So if I want to target people for, say I want to sell something or I want to offer something to people who want to grow their email list, I can target people who signed up because I know that this is important to them and that they are interested in learning more. It's going to help your conversion. You're speaking to people, their pain points, and you can target them. Okay. You own your own list. Here's the thing with social media. It can be gone tomorrow. I can't even tell you, I think it's slowed down a little bit, but I feel like a few months ago, I knew so many people who were getting hacked. And one of my really good friends, she was a yoga instructor and she had a bunch of sponsors and her account got hacked. And she had to pay somebody, Instagram couldn't help her or wouldn't or didn't or whatever, but she had to pay somebody $600 to recover her Instagram. And that's not always the case. You don't always get it recovered. Your email list you own. You have complete control over it. You can send it out whenever you want. If you needed to, you could individually email every person on your list, but you own it. It's the one thing that you own. Okay. You have more control. Again, you can be specific. You can target. You can talk about specific things. You can send specific things, and more people will see it. It's just the statistics. That's just how it is. People check their email more often, and I give this example of even me with my current algorithm. I will look at my phone, and there are clients that I am constantly engaging with on social media. There are like colleagues of mine, and sometimes I won't see their stuff, especially lately, for like 3 or 4 days, but I always see my email. I always clear my email, unless you're one of those people who doesn't empty your email. And if you are, we can't be friends. No, I'm just kidding. But I always look at the email. Do I always open an email? No, I might, or I might not always open an email, but I always see that person's name. And that is marketing, is being memorable. So when people are ready to hire you or refer you, they remember you. So people check their email more often. They're more likely to see your name in their inbox. So there is a direct growth correlation with your email list. The more people you have in your email list, the more sales you're going to get. If you are making your offers, you're going to see there's a correlation. It's a numbers game in a way, because the more email you have, the more people you reach. And if you're consistent and you market right, there's a growth correlation. You will see growth in every single part of your business with your email. And, it's something that like I track every month. And I have definitely seen, I have this, I've gotten the same planner every year for like 4 years. And one of the things that I love about this planner is at the end, it asks like, what are all your statistics? So I'll say like, how many Instagram followers? And I put it, how much revenue, what's your subscriber, what's your page views. And it's so fun to go back because I've had it for 4 years and it's a beautiful planner and I hate to throw it away, but just to see like, wow, like there is a correlation. The more like email, the more followers, they all kind of go together. So there's definitely a growth correlation with your email. But you have to have a strategy. You have to have a growth strategy in order to grow your email list. It's not just showing up. It's not just putting, the days of just putting, hey, sign up for my newsletter are over. Like that does not convert. It does not work. People are more stingy with their email. And so you have to have a strategy in order to grow your email list. Okay, just a heads up, it's thundering and lightning and my power's gone off twice today. So if it does, I will send you we'll have to figure something out. Okay, so what is the strategy of growing your email list? Like I said before, the days of just, hey, subscribe to my email list or get on my newsletter list, those days are long gone. You have to get creative. Come here, my dog. He doesn't like the thunder and lightning. So one of the things you have to have in your business is a lead magnet. So a lead magnet is a magnet. It attracts people and they exchange something you're offering them for their email. So here are a bunch of ideas that you can use. You can take a screenshot or just whatever, or just with your phone, but an ebook, webinars. Webinars are my favorite lead magnet. And I'll tell you why. I love to teach and I think it's fun and it's just more interactive. So I would have to say this is one of my favorite lead magnets. A mini course, checklist. I do love a good checklist. Ask anybody who works with me. I had one of my clients today say, could you send me a checklist? And I'm like, yes, I love checklists. Toolkits, planners, guides, quizzes, free trials, discount codes, challenges, templates. These are all great ideas. And it's different for every industry and every person. And you kind of have to play around and see what works. For me, I like to clear out my inbox. I don't like a ton of like junk in my email, but I'll tell you, I'm a sucker for a coupon code. Like I go shopping or I'm buying something online, sign up for my newsletter, sign up to be on our new email list and we'll send you 15% off. So you have to know your ideal audience. Clearly, some of these places like American Eagle and Hollister, they know me well because I sign up all the time. So know your audience, know what works. But with that being said, you have to test what works. So I am very transparent. I will have my clients ask me like, hey, will this work? Or, is this going to work? What's going to work? And I will always be honest with them. And I will say, I don't know. You have to test it. You have to see what works. So you have to test your lead magnets. Another mistake that I see with a lot of clients is people they create a lead magnet, they create one, they put it on their website and they just leave it. And you're just not going to see massive growth if you just have one lead magnet, you stick it on your website and go. You have to do more than one. You have to test what works. Okay. You can have more than one. That was my next slide. You can have more than one. Again, I think we put in all this effort to make one, we put it on there and we forget about it. And you have to be intentional about growing your email list. And you have to put out regular content and test different things. I mentioned that I have a nonprofit and I'm constantly, my target audience is educators and parents. So I'm constantly changing up my lead magnets, my freebies. I did one over the summer. It was a summer reading log and it was like my pop-up. And did it convert? It converted okay. I didn't talk about it enough, but it converted okay. I do one at Christmas time. It's a cute little sign and it says to leave your driver, like grab a treat because you're delivering all my packages. That one converts great because I do it at Christmas time. People love that idea of spreading joy. So I'm constantly testing and seeing what works. Organizing your freebies. You can see here is a list. This graphic got messed up. You can see that I have a list of freebies. So here is my list of freebies. I have one's called like a business plan, and here's the link. So I have all of my freebies in a database, and I have them in there. And so then it's really easy for me. I'm going to tell you 2 strategies that I have with this. It's really easy if I write a blog or I do a podcast or anything like that. I come over to my database and I'm like, oh, this would be a good freebie to add to that, because it goes along with what I'm talking about. I spoke recently at a photography guild, and I wanted a freebie because I'm speaking and they paid me, but I want their emails too. So I'm like, I have a photography pricing guide. I'm going to put it on like my freebie. So I come here and I have this database, and it's quick. The other strategy that I use with this is I have a VA, and part of my marketing strategy is if I don't have anything going on, talk about my freebies on social media, post it in my stories and link it, put it on my Facebook group, link it. I might add these in my newsletter, just anything, but I'm constantly, I have this database, and it just saves me so much time to just go over there and grab it. Yes, it's Airtable. I think April asked if it was Airtable. Okay, so I'm going to give you some tips and tricks of things that I do that have worked and converted with my email list. This is my favorite. I tell all my clients to do this. Use your features on social media. On both Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, you have like poll options. Use that. Ask people, hey, do you want, like you can ask for your freebie. Do you want like this freebie? I have a client that she's an organizational coach, and I'm always sending her ideas like, oh, you need to do a freebie for this. You need a checklist for this. And she'll do this exact thing. It's like, hey, do you want my packing list freebie? Yes or no. And if they say yes, she direct messages them, sends them the link, they download it. This one works like a charm. It works very well. So, okay. Facebook group. I'm a huge fan of the Facebook groups. You can make your Facebook group private, and you can ask people for their email. Again, don't ask just to be on the newsletter. Tell them that you have something for them. Mine is like, if you want me to send you business tips, tricks, and secrets, I'm telling you, I think I have over like 2,300 people in my Facebook group. And I bet I get emails at 80% of the time from that. So just think about how that can add up after a while. I've also seen where people say, give me your email and I'll send you a free gift or something like that, or a coupon code or whatever. So that's another really great one. You can do a pop-up. This is my nonprofit. This is the one I was telling you about that does really well. Do a pop-up of something that you're offering. It's quick. It pops up. If it's something that they want, they're going to give you their email address. Pinterest is another good one. If you have a freebie, a lead magnet, put it on Pinterest, and you can pin, and I recommend like creating 10 different graphics for a freebie that you have and posting all 10 of them. Different graphics, maybe use different colors, different fonts, different designs, and put them out there and post them. I get a lot of traffic from Pinterest. Blog, if you're going to write a blog or you're a guest blogger, always have a freebie, have a call to action at the end of your blog. So that's another great one. Link in your bio. Make sure that you're optimizing all of your platforms, your social media platforms. And it doesn't just have to be, this is who I am, this is what I've done, but it can be like, hey, if you want to, if you want a freebie or you want to take a free course, or like click here to take my quiz, whatever it is, but make sure that all your platforms are optimized. So make a list of any platform you're on, even if you're not active in it, and put your freebie or a freebie in your profile. Guest blogger, again, this is another great example. I had a client just barely, and she got asked to guest blog for a bigger account. And so she was asking me, I was kind of helping her like with what's and I was like, you have to, like, you need a call to action, you need a freebie. So she was scrambling, and we were kind of thinking of ideas, and she put her email list, I can't remember the exact number, but I feel like that she got at least like 100 new people on her email list just from that guest blog. So that was a win for sure. So be a guest blogger. Create a Facebook post. Talk about your freebies. Like, Again, I told you this is a strategy that I have is, I'm constantly, I have a database of my freebies and I'm constantly like talking about them, kind of rinse and repeat. I try to like kind of mix it up. I also have a podcast. And so, when that's on my brain, I'm like, I need to, like, I'm big on repurposing content, but today I was getting ready to record a podcast on how to prepare for a branding photo shoot. And I'm like, oh, I know I have a freebie for this. And I go to my database, I have it. So then it's on my mind. And then I think, oh, I need to put this on my Facebook too, because this is something I know people like are interested in, or it's valuable to them. So create a Facebook post, talk about your freebie, talk about it all the time, or as you are creating content and different things to attract your audience, offer a freebie, offer them that little extra help, that checklist, that guide, whatever it is. Speaking engagements, this is a big one. If you get asked to speak, when a lot of times in our career or in our business, we are sometimes asked to speak. And sometimes we're asked and it's paid, and that is awesome. And sometimes we ask and it's free, and we have to say, is it good exposure? We have to take that into consideration. And yeah, we're like, this is just a good opportunity to get my name out, a good opportunity to network, but don't do it for free. Do it for email. That's what you're going to trade in exchange, is you want their email in return. So again, if you're speaking, you put up a slide at the end, at the middle, wherever it's applicable. Hey, you can grab my freebie. Like I told you, I spoke at for a bunch of photographers last week or a couple weeks ago. And I actually, as I was speaking, I'm like, oh, I was talking about money mindset. And I'm like, oh, I have a money mindset freebie. So I put a couple up there and I had a lot of people. Now, if say somebody, like I had more with the money mindset, I might say, okay, there's a need for that. It's great market research. Like maybe I can offer a mini course on this, or do something else, or I can retarget those people. So again, I can retarget them. Okay. The next one is QR code. This is another really cool thing you can do, is have a QR code. You can put this on, again, if you're speaking, you can put it up on the screen and you can have people scan your QR code. You can have it on your phone. You can put it on your Instagram. You can put it on your Facebook. We want to make it as easy as possible. And these are things that make it easy as possible. It's easy for people to scan. It's easy for people to click on a link. But even like, say you do an Instagram post and you are, which I'm like, oh, I need to try this. I'm giving this idea and I'm like, I need to do that. But if in Instagram on the post, you can't hyperlink anything, but you could do a QR code. But then I guess it would be hard if they were on their phone. They couldn't really scan it, right? So that doesn't make sense. But you could put it on I look at Instagram on my desktop a lot of times too. But just think of innovative, creative ways that you are just always thinking about how you can get people to get on your email list. You can also do a QR code for your business card too. And that's another way you could get their email and message them that way. So this is an email funnel flow chart. This is just kind of how it works, is we have traffic from all of these places. And, like social media is like the big one, right? And then they come in from that traffic, they go to a landing page. And then when you deliver your freebie to them, their lead magnet, this is where you nurture them. And that's with your email sequence, or you sell them. So your lead magnet is not always just to get their email, but it's to get them in your funnel, build the know, like, and trust factor, and eventually build a relationship that they want to buy from you. They want to work with you. So think of that as you are getting your lead magnet. There's a couple different ways you can do it. They can click on a link and get the download right now. And some of mine, that's the way that I have done some of mine, where it's just a quick download and then I add them to my email list. But if they're some of your bigger lead magnets that you are wanting to convert into something else, I would definitely consider doing an email sequence where you are nurturing them and getting them to build the know, like, and trust factor. Okay, so let's talk about paid ads, because I'm going to be completely real and completely transparent, because I see too often in the industry, people make it sound like so easy. And it was just, I got 10,000 just because I did all this stuff organically. Okay, that's not true. So I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. I would say that my email list, my first 10K for sure, I would say that it is about 60 to 70% organic and 30 to 40% paid ads. So can you grow it like that organically? Yes. Is it going to take longer? Yes. It does. Paying for ads, does it accelerate it for you? Yes, it does. So what is working with ads? So I am going to go, this is my own personal experience, so take it for what it is. But I have a freebie, and it's 50 free viral posts for Facebook, and it's like a Canva templates. And that's what I am doing right now. And it is converting very, very well for me. I get several emails a week. I'm targeting online coaches, on anybody who has a business, basically, because people who want like a viral post, it's usually like they have a business, or you're an influencer, which again, I guess that is a business. But so that's what's working for me. I have tried to do webinars, free webinars, and use Facebook ads. And I'll be honest, they just, as of late, just have not been converting. I spent a lot of money on a webinar to get more people there, and it didn't convert as well as when I did it like organically. So they're just not working. And like I said, back to what we talked about earlier, it's so unpredictable. You never know what's going to work and what isn't. So you have to test it. So that is the reality of it, is sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you spend a lot of money and you get a return on it. Sometimes you spend a lot of money and you don't. And I have been in both places. So that is the reality of it. It's not just as easy as throwing money at like Facebook or Instagram ads or YouTube ads or Pinterest ads. You definitely have to taste it. You have to test it. My advice is, if you are not familiar, if you're not really familiar with it, I would definitely hire Facebook ads out, because it is constantly changing and it's really hard to keep up with the changes. So, okay. So in order to build your email list and scale your business, like I said, there is a correlation. I work with a lot of different clients, and there is definitely like a correlation with scaling your business, having it like an email list. Like some of the most successful people I know, I'm a question asker. So I'm always like, oh, how big is your email list? And I have a good friend, and she's very successful. And I have seen over like time, I have seen her make more and more. And along with what she's making, her email list is growing and growing and growing. So it definitely is something that you need to make a priority in your business and scale. I wanted to tell you that my membership is opened. It's open till the end of the month, and each month it is something we focus on, automating systems or different things. So this is in September. It's talking about lead magnets. You learn to build landing page pop-ups. I'm teaching you all of the techie stuff that we talked about, how to do QR codes, how to do the database, step-by-step tutorials in getting this all set up and automated. Again, here is the link. It's $145, but for a limited time, you can use the coupon code Killer Deal, and it takes $45 off. And this is just for a limited time, because I'm constantly adding stuff in there. And when I get to a certain point, that price is definitely going to go up. So that's Killer Deal. So just basically, here's how it works. You get swipe files in there. We bi-weekly coaching. A lot of times this is tech help or just coaching strategies. Great network of people. We kind of bounce ideas off each other. They ask me to do things. I will send them out specific tutorials on what we discussed. A huge library. I mean, there's hundreds of tutorials on anything you can imagine in the membership. Again, here is the code, Killer Deal, and there is the website. And okay, now I'm going to open it up to questions. So let me see. Okay, I'm going to scroll up here and see what the questions are. Where do you certify as a life coach? Oh, I got certified at the life coach school, but the one that I love and I've been working with them a lot is the coaching firm. So Michelle, if you want to email me, I can get you some information. Life coach. Okay. Oh, I love all these. Okay. Okay, so somebody asked, okay, so Lauren asked what the program was, how I organized. It's Airtable is how I use the database. And you can, it's free, but then it's like any program right now. If you, it has certain features, and if you want more features, you have to pay more. So it's not a Mac program, it's airtable.com. I can send you a link, but I love it, it's awesome. It's like Google Sheets, but it does so much more. There's like so many more features and automations you can do. But it's not just Mac. Okay, so I've been using Facebook ads to share my lead magnet to grow my email list. Do you recommend this? It's been pretty expensive. Michelle, you have to see how is it converting? So if you this is where I talk about understanding Facebook. I understand Facebook. I've taken a few courses, the ads, but I still hire it out because I don't stay up on all the changes. But you have to figure out what is it converting at. And that's I think it's the click per conversion, CPC, I think is the acronym. And what is the conversion worth to you? So to me, like right now, for me, anything under $2, that means for everybody who clicks on it and gives me their email, it's costing me $2 for every email that I get. When I have done webinars or I'm trying to sell a more expensive product. So when I did my last webinar, it was costing me like $15 per email. Like it wasn't, that's so high. So you have to see how is it converting, and that's the number you look at, is how it converts. So what is an email worth to you? That's the question. So you have to be really careful with that. Okay, where are you posting your ads and how are they able to target? So I'm just doing them on Facebook, and when you do on Facebook, it's great with Facebook because you can target specific groups. So she's a Christian single woman. You can go in and you can look what are their hobbies, what are things that they follow, and you can target people that have specific interests on Facebook. The other thing you can do too is you can run ads on so Facebook. If you don't have the pixel on your website, put it on today. If you don't have it on, send me an email and I'll send you the tutorial on how to put the pixel on. The Facebook pixel is a code you put on your website and it gathers information. So even if you don't want to run ads now, what the pixel does is it saves all that information. So then you can say, when you want to run an ad, you can say, I want to target everybody who has been to my website, or I want to target anybody who is called the lookalike audience, anybody who looks like the people who have visited my website. So if you have people like checking out your website, they probably Googled you or found you some way. They're probably interested in what you're doing. And so Facebook, it's kind of scary how much they know about us, but they can take that information and they can target those people. They can also target your Instagram followers. They can target your email list. You can upload your email list and you can say, target anybody that looks like these people. And they do this big scan and they say, these are the interests of these people. I'm going to target people that have similar interests. So that's how you do it. Yes, I do use Kajabi for like my programs and my lead magnet, my landing pages, but I also use Flowdesk too. That is the email provider that I use and I love them. Like I am their spokesperson because their emails are so pretty. It's $19 a month and it doesn't raise. A lot of email providers raise. Super user friendly. I have let me grab it really quick. I have a code for Flowdesk. Let me drop it in here. And it's 50% off, so it's $19 if you want to try it. So what program do I use for email automations? So I use a bunch of different programs. Like automation is not just it can be one program, but I will use several different ones, like because I have a few different programs, but I use Zapier. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. It connects a bunch of different, like it can connect Kajabi, it can connect like Flowdesk, it connects a bunch of different programs. Airtable, you can connect everything. So Zapier is kind of like, it's kind of the person that talks to all these different programs, right? So so say for example, I have a landing page and I'm using Kajabi. I can set up a Zapier where it's like once a subscriber is added to this list or gets the freebie, then I send them to Flowdesk. So I mean, there's a bunch of different things. I also have one where once they fill out a type form, then Zapier sends them to a welcome sequence in Flowdesk. So there's just a lot of programs have like some integrations that you can do, but as far as just like basic, I use my Flowdesk. I use like a bunch of different ones that can automate your emails. But a lot of the stuff you can set up in programs that you already have, and you just need to understand how to do them and set them up. So do you guys have any more questions about, I signed up for Kajabi so that I didn't have to have other programs. So what are the advantages to using Flowdesk with Kajabi? So Kajabi is very robust and I love it. So the other one I'm a spokesperson for, you don't have to use another email. It does have an email provider within the program. The only reason that I use Flowdesk is I just like their emails better. Like, it's just my photography, graphic design background. I like the way that they look, and I think they're cleaner, and I just like the way they look. It's a dumb reason, but it's why I do it. So April says that she loves the IG integration with Flowdesk and how their emails look. Yeah, their emails are so pretty. Yeah, lots of people are like, I use Flowdesk, it's so awesome. Okay, so sometimes I tell people to DM me for a freebie, then I converse with them, telling them my email subscribers will get freebies and will give me their email. Do you like this process? Yeah, for sure. I use that all the time. I will put up my poll and I will send, this is what I feel, this isn't a social media training, but I'm gonna give you guys I can't help myself here. But social media, where I feel like it works in your business, is you have to be social on it. Like, and so engaging in the DMs, starting conversations, that's where you're going to convert a lot of people. I feel like that personally works for me. Another thing that I've done before is I like to use Instagram stories. The other thing I've done before is I will say, I'll post like a training or something, and I'll say, leave your favorite emoji, and I will send you a link to the training. And that's another good one, because you want to make it as easy as possible for people. So those are the two things that I do on Instagram. And here's the double duty on that, is when they comment on your post, it pushes your post out to more people, because when you get engagement, the algorithm says more people want to see this. So you will get a bigger reach if people will do that. Because have you guys ever noticed, like, you're offering something or something free, people don't comment? Like, how do you comment on, hey, I'm doing a free training? Like, it's kind of a hard engagement post. But if you say something like, leave your favorite emoji and I will send this to you or something, then you're going to get more engagement that way. Okay, so more about the details of the membership. You can go to this link and it kind of talks it, but we basically are going through every system in your business. And so we will do email, how to set it up, how to segment it, how to create lead magnets, how to organize your business, how to create funnels, how to do a webinar, how to automate your podcast, there's so much in it. I'm constantly dropping new stuff every week, but it's basically for people who, I always say, like, if you want action, these are actionable steps on really how to set up your business to scale. And I'm giving you, like, do this, do X, and you will get like a result. It's not just positive thinking, it's like very actionable. Liz, if you want to jump on a call too, if anybody's interested and has some questions or want to hear more about it, I'm happy to jump on a call and tell you a little bit more about it. But it's basically just anything in your business that needs to be set up. We go over like websites. What are things that you need on your website? How can we automate the workflow? If a client wants to work with you, how can we do it? So you send them an invoice, they automatically get charged, they pay, they automatically start getting emails, they're automatically put in the programs, just a ton of different like automations. So to make their experience better and to make your workflow better. And we talk about this kind of stuff, like I said, next month, we talked about email marketing in August. September is like the lead magnets, like the growth strategy in it. So do you help with SEO? Yeah, and we talk about really anything. Coaching is just the coaching calls our SEO. There's lots of tips in there. We kind of break down everything. So yeah. Like I said, if anybody wants to jump on a call, they can, and you can go to the website and it talks in more detail what we do, like what all the things that we go over. So anyways, do you guys have any more questions? Is the 45 off forever with the code? Yes, it's forever. The life of, as long as you're in the membership, it's $45 off. So I'll put let me put the link in here. I see I should have done a QR code to make it easier. I put it in here and you guys can check it out. And like I said, if you want to jump on a call and if you have questions about it, I'm happy to jump on, but it's awesome. There's tons of templates in there, like email templates, Instagram templates, webinar templates, welcome guide templates. There's a ton of stuff in there. It's got a lot of stuff. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for joining, and work on your email list. I need everybody in here to commit to growing your email list. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will see you guys next time.